infected everybody, and I do not want to further infect you people because of the energy he has already put in. First of all, there is a disclaimer from my side. In addition to a former member of NCLT, being a chartered accountant, I can speak with my audience as well as the organizers freely. Being a chartered accountant, I can freely talk to you. And if I say something, please don't mind, because this is from the other, not only from the other side, from your side also, which is coming forward. Mr. Anuj Jain's famous case of JP. You see, although we can strictly not put his guarantee transaction with another company of the JP, which has been brought back into the mainstream, it was not strictly a PUFE transaction. It was done in the normal course of business by JP Infra. Mr. Jain, is it all right in saying so? It was not strictly in the sense of PUFE transaction. It was in the normal course of business. They had given this guarantee to the sister concern, which has been rightly brought back. I don't deny that fact, which has been rightly brought back and added the value to the corporate debt. No, yes. Mr. Jain is speaking something?
No. Sir is speaking. Prasad sir.
Okay, yes, brother.
No. In between, in between some intervene has come. So we have disclosed the intervener.
Now let us see one by one. We our subject of discussion today is PUFE transaction. Let us see one by one all the stakeholders in the entire process as to who is interested in PUFE transactions and bringing them to a conclusive end. Let's see one by one. Start with promoters. Would they be interested in concluding those PUFE transactions at all? First of all, they will not be giving you any information at all. RP. The moment RP asks for any information, that is the best thing available for these promoters to hide those transactions which are PUFE transactions. No matter whatever pressure you build through NCLT, adjudicating authority also, the promoter has been advised by the by his consultants that do not provide any information with respect to PUFE, or as a matter of fact, do not provide them any information. Provide them only that information in a very bulky mounted books, which all is available in the public domain. That only will be provided to you. This is the stake from promoter side. Now RP is on a duty-bound, time-bound process. He is to resolve the company within a time. If he doesn't resolve, then the liquidation process, it will also be a limited time process. Yes, there are designated times for everything. PUFE transactions will not be a priority for RP even. Now come to the forensic auditor. My all friends from CA profession, at least my experience is that the moment we start looking at the forensic audit report, brother, I think you will agree with it. If there is a 52-page report of forensic auditor, 48 pages will be of disclaimers, 4 pages you will be getting from the transactions. Anything and everything under the sky will be his disclaimer that I am not bound by this, I am not bound by this, I am not bound by this. Now come to the creditors, financial creditors, who are the COC members. If the loan was against, there can be a term loan, there can be a working capital limit. Working capital limit will be certainly for stock or debtors. There is a system by which quarterly inspection or half-yearly inspection or annual inspection of stock is required to be done by the bankers. If you see the signs of insolvency with any corporate debtor, you will find that for 2, 3, 4 or 5 years, there will be a sharp rise in the stocks. Thereafter, there will be a sharp rise. The moment stock is, basically increased to the extent possible. Thereafter, there will be an increase in debtors, because both of these are becoming part of your working capital limits and hence credits. Now, COC members who are their secured creditors, they will also not be interested in finding out and digging out those PUFE transactions, because you will find Mr. Anuj Jain in his address has already spoken about it, that stock was either overvalued or it was not physically there. Similarly, debtors may be there, but they may not be giving you anything. Now come to the adjudicating authority, which is the hub center of everything, and all blame can be put on the adjudicating authority. Anything and everything done by anybody, that all blame is with NCLT authority. We are delaying the matter, we are doing this, we are doing that, we are not taking up PUFE transactions, all those things. Now tell us the experience which both Mr. Prasad and myself are having of sitting in the benches. Before this Venus Recruiter 1, the position was that all the PUFE transactions, or all the IAs for that matter, not only PUFE transactions, all the IAs were to be disposed of first before getting a resolution plan approved. Brother, am I right? Before Venus Recruiter 1. Then you are on mute, brother. You are on mute, brother. Brother
See,
Prasad, you are on mute. Yes.
Yeah. Since my brother is talking, has brought the context of resolution plan also for a discussion in between, what I suggest you is all the resolution professionals should take good care in preparation of information memorandum, and also should take good care in preparation of request for resolution plans. When this proposal for request for resolution plan as well as information memorandum have been taken due care, then the resolution plan approval becomes very easy. And all the, as our brother rightly said, many applications being filed because of the loopholes in the information memorandum, because of the loopholes in the request for proposal for resolution plan, and which in turn reflects in plan.
Yes, brother.
If the information memorandum, what I suggest the institute is kindly develop a checklist. What items should be looked into at the time of preparation of information memorandum, and what items the institute can also consult with us. Institute can also consult with my brother Rajesh at the items to be taken into account for preparation of information memorandum, and what items should be looked into for preparing the proposal for resolution plan. Then a checklist, invariably checklist for resolution plan has to be prepared, because the Supreme Court now and then changing the possessions of the stakeholders. When positions of stakeholders have been tuned and getting a new dimension, then checklist procedure is a must. I earnestly appeal to the institute to
brother,
3 documents.
I'll tell you, today we are fortunate that the chairman of the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Committee of ICAI is here, and he is the moderator of this session. He and myself both have noted your suggestion very well, and I think he'll be taking care of it in due course. Certainly he'll be taking care of in due course, because a checklist will certainly be helping to all the RPs. Now coming back to the
Mr. Prasad Sharma Haldia this side.
Yes. हाँ जी,
बोलिए बोलिए.
Sorry, I thought time for me to intervene. We have
Yes,
made
yes.
so many
Yes.
valid points, and we had the pleasure of listening to Mr. Prasad and the NCLT president in an open house with the insolvency professionals, and they shared their concern. And we also emphasized the insolvency professionals how effectively they can work as an officer of the court. The point that you have mentioned about the information memorandum and also forensic audit reports are well taken. And in fact, in my opening remarks, I said that this is one of the areas. These are those few areas which have received our focused attention.
Yes,
We
yes.
have worked out a report, a document on how to prepare an information memorandum. And
Yes.
we did organize number of programs for the insolvency professionals, where we not only included the investors, but also investors in industry, but also the rating agencies, as to what could possibly be a comprehensive, fair, objective information memorandum, and what are do's and don'ts, so that the information memorandum and information provided therein are not a matter subject of debate in future. The second thing is the report that we have released today, sir, Mr. Prasad. We released today a report on the avoidance transactions, and that report contains the format of the forensic audit report, do's and don'ts while preparing the forensic. And the point that you have made out are very well incorporated there. The issue now for us is that we need to disseminate that, and that's the job that we are on. And secondly, to see that the IPs do prepare. And Mr. Sharma said the vested interest, if I can put within inverted commas, as to who will see that the forensic audit process is not started or is not started in a meaningful manner, or doesn't goes to the logical conclusion. That's the point. That's the point. Is certainly in our notice, and we have been making the insolvency professional. Just 1 minute, Mr. Sharma. And what is also equally important is with my interactions with the banks and also at the highest level, and which I have shared with the IIIPI as well, is that there is a fear, psychological fear, or maybe without reason, which the insolvency professional, everybody around CRP process on the other side of the table have, including banks, that if they are not filing an avoidance transaction petition, then possibly somewhere in the future they are going to be questioned, and their account would fix, and that would be so. That is something we have asked, we have suggested the bankers, including the IBA, to prepare a checklist as to what is really avoidance transactions, when it should be, when it is material, when it is not a material, and when it comes out, that would be great guidance to the COC members as well as to the insolvency professional. Mr. Prasad and Mr. Sharma, certainly the work that we have done, we will share with you. We will take your input, and we will release those reports only after talking to you and taking your inputs. So I thought I would make a brief intervention.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Haldia. And it is well said that well begin is half done. So I think the beginning has been made by Mr. Haldia's publication today, and I think we will be doing further on this. Now coming back to my position, that who all are interested in PUFE transaction. Let's come to the successful resolution applicant. He must have already rubbished all PUFE transactions. He would not have taken those PUFE transactions which are not the part of the information memorandum or the asset of the company as a resolution applicant for the value to be ascertained. Come to the COC member. COC member, I have already explained, they would not like these to be dwelt upon or to be taken into conclusive mode, because many of them may have lapsed in monitoring those cases. Now, PUFE transactions before Venus Recruiter 1. The practical experience both of us are having of sitting in the benches was that we used to dispose of all IAs before approving the resolution plan. Venus Recruiter 1. This is a famous case for foreigners. You can go ahead with it. You can get details of this case. Venus Recruiters 1 put a total ban on dealing with any application with respect to PUFE transactions after the resolution plan is approved. Those all were to be dumped as per Venus Recruiter 1. Now, Venus Recruiter 2, which is a divisional bench decision, it has kept it open even after the resolution plan is approved, that these can be followed. But the very mute point and very important questions in here are that who is to pursue, who will be bearing the cost of litigation after the resolution plan is approved, and the RP is, if RP et al. Or the chairman of the monitoring committee is asked to pursue with it, who is to pay the cost? If the COC members are ready to pay the cost for further litigation on PUFE transactions, those can be brought into the logical conclusion. However, the time period, inverted commas, is uncertain. You do not know when these PUFE transactions are going to see the light of the day, or any recovery can be made out of it. With this, I'll close my remarks. Thank you very much for inviting me here. And if there are any questions, I would be happy to answer.
Yeah, in fact, I have to take court now, so I may be permitted to say thank you to you all.
So thank you both the members.